Thank you, Mr. McKeon. Thank you for your leadership in the committee. No Child Left Behind was signed into law before I was elected to Congress. It was signed into law in 2002 with the intent of increasing the overall achievement of students in elementary and secondary schools. As written, the law requires the following: annual assessments in math and reading in grades 3 through 8 and once in high school. Reports on overall achievement and progress made by different groups of students. School accountability, high-quality teachers in every classroom, increased parent information and choice, and state achievement standards and testing. This law has far-reaching implications, and I wanted to hear from the people both directly and indirectly involved with No Child Left Behind, also known as NCLB. So last year I held a roundtable discussion on NCLB in my district. Participants included parents, teachers, school superintendents, school board members, members of the business community and Chamber of Commerce, and representatives from the House Education and Labor Committee and the state and federal departments of education. Most people agree that No Child Left Behind is working, but reforms are necessary. As I came to Washington, I found Washington's the only place when something's supposed to expire and it doesn't expire. It just continues to move on. No Child Left Behind should have been reauthorized last year. It's not come up for reauthorization yet, and I think that should happen. Many important issues were raised during my town hall meetings. A few of the main concerns were schools and school districts making adequate yearly progress, or AYP, meeting the teacher qualifications as set forth by No Child Left Behind, the impact of special education students and limited English proficient students are having on local schools and school districts. There are a lot of people with a lot of common sense back in the mountains of East Tennessee. Most teachers in my district believe they should be held accountable. That's just common sense. But it's like a three-legged stool. You can't only hold a teacher accountable and expect to get good results. It's like a three-legged stool. Teachers need to be held accountable. But also you need moms and dads to be involved in the education of their students. And also you need the student to become involved and work hard to make a difference. It really doesn't matter how good the teacher is if you don't have moms and dads and the student involved. You'll still get poor results. Teachers need to teach, not parent. Ideally, you'll have a good teacher, you'll have parents that are involved, and a student who is willing to work hard. While this isn't always the case, we must do everything we can in our power to see that it's there for most children. We need to continue to move every child forward and bring those in the lower end of the percentile forward, but without holding those at the higher end back. Students must be challenged and encouraged to learn. Students should not be counted in several subgroups. For instance, one child may be in both the English as a second language and children with special needs categories. Every student should be moving forward, but not every child can get to the same point. Some students, and most, can get from point A to point Z, but there are some students, special needs students come to mind, that may only go from A to B to C. They all should be moving forward, but you have to use some common sense when you pass legislation. And the way graduation rates are calculated needs to be reviewed. People who decide to make the effort to go back to school and get their GED should be included in the graduation rates. Let me give you an example. I have a school in my district in Hawkins County, Tennessee, that only had 8 graduating students. 8 students in their 12th grade. 4 of those students received college scholarships. Doesn't that sound amazing? You have 50% of your students receiving college scholarships. However, 1 student dropped out. So now you have 7 students. 4 students out of 7 receiving college scholarships. So fully half of that class received scholarships, but 1 student didn't graduate. And because of that, and the small number of students in Clint School back in Hawkins County, Tennessee, that school is considered a failing school. we need to reauthorize No Child Left Behind, and we need to fix some of these problems that I've mentioned tonight. Graduation rates, GED, English as a second language, those are some of the things that I hear that need to be fixed as we move forward and to reauthorize No Child Left Behind. These problems are fixable, and we need to fix them soon. We need to address these problems and reauthorize No Child Left Behind quickly. Thank you for yielding your time, and I yield back.